I'm about to show y'all how to make a delicious spaghetti with a homemade sauce so good it will have you licking the bowl clean. So get ready while I show you step by step how to prepare this amazing vegan and gluten-free dinner. First things first, here's a list of the ingredients you will need to make this meal. I like to use Kamado tomatoes. If you've never heard of them, they're simply a brown tomato. Cool thing about them is they ripen from the inside out. They have a distinct taste that changes as it ripens from green to dark red. They are said to be fat-free, cholesterol-free, low in sodium, high in vitamins A and C, as well as an excellent source of lycopene, which can help prevent cancer. So many benefits, and that's just in the tomatoes. Okay, let's get back to it. I start by scoring the tomatoes. I do this by gently slicing an X into the skin of the tomato with a sharp knife. Using a sharp knife is key because it will help you avoid slicing too deep. The scoring process is done just to help get the skin off. Before getting this process started, I have already begun to heat a large pot of water over the stove. When I'm done scoring the kamados, I'm going to fill a large bowl with ice cold water. I'll explain later what we'll be using that for. Once the kamados are all scored, I gently place them into the boiling water. Fill in as many as you can without the water overflowing. As long as you're able to easily see them, you should be okay. They only need to be in there for about 30 seconds or so. Once they start looking like this, you'll want to take them out. This is why we score them, because as you can see, the small slices that we made grew into larger ones, which will make it easier to peel in the next step. Immediately add the tomatoes to a large bowl of ice water. This is called blanching. It stops the tomatoes from cooking and allows you to peel the skin fully off without burning your hands. Make sure your bowl is large enough to fit all the tomatoes you had in the hot water. You do not want them sitting in the hot water longer than needed. They will continue to cook and they'll get super soggy and make the peeling process a nightmare. Depending on how many kamados you get, this can be a fairly long process. I'm usually cooking for a village, so I always get a bunch and regret that decision later when I'm in the peeling stage and I see how much more I still have to peel while my feet start to hurt from standing long and I haven't even started on the sauce yet. But I digress because I remember how delicious it's about to be, and I'll be sitting on the couch soon enough enjoying the fruits of my labor. Anyways, add the peeled kamados to a blender. Add in the chopped bell peppers and onions at this step. Then blend until smooth. Once blended, pour the mixture into a large pot. These are the seasonings I use. If you use this blend of spices, you will for sure have a delicious sauce. I also add a small drizzle of agave just to help balance the savory a bit. Taste your sauce before continuing further because how it tastes at this point will be how it turns out. So if you need some salt or more agave, add it now versus later. Once it's to your liking, simmer on low covered for at least an hour, up to 2 hours. This sauce gets better over time. A longer simmer will yield a sauce so full of flavor. While it's simmering, I begin to crumble up some pumfu. This gives my spaghetti that extra umph that will make you question its source. Pumfu has 17 grams of protein per 8 ounces and is gluten-free and soy-free. If you've seen my past videos, you would notice I use pumfu quite frequently and I love it. I'm using my foodie to saute the crumble, but you could also bake it in the oven if you prefer. These are the seasonings I use for the pumfu crumble. Set that aside when it's done. Before we move on to the next part, let's check on our sauce. My, it's looking amazing. This is how it looks after about an hour simmering. I'm gonna just give it a little stir, then let it keep cooking. Okay, y'all, we are on the home stretch. Stay with me because after we cook the noodles, all we have to do is combine it all together. As mentioned before, I'll be using red lentil noodles. They are naturally gluten-free and they pair well with the sauce. I cook them just till al dente, drain and rinse, and then set them aside. By now, the sauce is done, and it's fine to add it immediately to the cooked noodles. The sauce on the first night will be thin, but it will thicken a little overnight. The red lentils help it to do so, which is one of the reasons why I prefer to use them versus any other gluten-free noodle types. Lastly, add in the cooked pumfu and stir to combine it all together. If by any chance the spaghetti has cooled down or just isn't hot enough, all you have to do is just simmer on low for about 10 to 15 more minutes, and this will bring it back up to temp and allow the flavors to marry a bit more. Only thing left to do is plate and enjoy. If you enjoy my videos, definitely like and subscribe. Share them with your family and friends because sharing is caring. I post meal ideas weekly that are mostly beginner friendly as well as delicious for all to love. Thanks for watching and be sure to come back for more tasty content.